Hello everyone. The Bible we're looking at today is a release from Holman from this year, and it is the Note-Taking Bible Expanded Reference Edition. They already have a Note-Taking Bible, which I actually don't have, but maybe I'll get one to review someday and then compare the two. But this is the, shall we say, second run of that, I think, and they just did an expanded reference edition. I don't have the original one, so I don't know what was expanded compared to that, but I think that one did have some references, but this has essentially the full set of CSB references as far as I know, and from what I can tell in the Bible itself. So here's the box. I chose to review the brown leather touch overboard. I'm really happy I did. It's kind of a cool addition. So it comes in a single slipcase box. This one was damaged a little bit, but it's a review copy, so I'm not concerned about that. Have the top, just that info on the Bible itself. Here's some features on the back. You'll notice that basically out of the information on this part, the only thing I'm finding that is incorrect is this first one here, and I'll get into that when we open it up, but just take note, literally, that there is one thing on there that's not quite right. So here's the Bible itself. Now, as they say, it is a very large Bible, 7 1/4 inches wide by 9 inches tall, and that's the page trim size. So that doesn't include the cover, which obviously sticks it out a little bit more. It is a very chunky Bible. However, it's not super thick, so it does still handle well, and it's not too much, but it is a very wide Bible, and so I would consider it more of a desk reference and use Bible than to carry to church with you, although I see people with hardback ESV study Bibles and NIV study Bibles and CSB study Bibles all the time, so the size really doesn't matter. We have CSB logo on the top, Holy Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and then Holman at the bottom. Tooled hubs, and then no tooling or anything around the edge, but I really like the pebbled grain on this brown. It's just got this marbling. I shouldn't say pebbled grain, but this marbling, and you can see it does have a leatherette grain. So really nice cover choice here. And you have a cross on the front. Pretty interesting. Paste down liner, just regular matte cardstock style paper. Corners are just folded over. This thing barely fits on my camera. And there's a presentation page, so that way you can give it away or claim it for yourself. And you can see that it is cream colored paper, which is pretty popular nowadays for note-taking Bibles. Just a little calmer on the eyes, I guess. This one is printed in China. You can see that it is a 2024 publication, although the CSB is a 2017, and the text is the 2020 CSB text. A lot of different dates in there. These are the different options that it comes in. So you have brown leather touch overboard, cream, suede soft, floral, cloth overboard, and then C-depth leather touch. So there is one faux leather one there, and I'm not sure I think the suede soft is like a soft cover, but it's kind of a heavy duty cover, paper cover. I don't know exactly what that one is. Table of contents, introduction to the CSB. Pretty standard information. This isn't going to be a very long review because there's only a couple things different, and I'll show you with the large print wide margin, or the verse by verse wide margin from Holman, which is one of my favorite Bibles of all time. But let's quickly go over the specs on this. So the initial note on the back of the box that I said was wrong is it says 2-inch margins top and bottom. Technically, the space here from the text to the edge of the page is 2 1/4, and on the top from the top of the page to the text is about 1 1/2. So you have 1 1/2 and 2 1/4. A little over 2, a little under 2. It is what it is, but it's close to 2, and it is a lot of writing space. So you can see the basic layout here, verse by verse, and the verses are inset, so that way it's pretty easy to find your place. Cross references at the bottom of the page. Textual footnotes separated by a line at the bottom. No accent colors, all black letter. Pretty typical all the way through. I believe books begin on new pages. And I'm just kind of skimming through here because this is a pretty standard layout, as I will show here, because we have the verse by verse wide margin from Holman in the CSB. This is one I've used for quite a few years now as my note-taking Bible. And the interesting thing, so we can see here page 686, but if I go in here to page 686, we will see that the page numbering is exactly the same. So you have verse 14 of Proverbs 28 starting at the top of the page, verse 14 of Proverbs 28 starting at the top of the page, ending in his mother down here, and ending in his mother at 29:15. And this is the exact same Bible layout as the verse by verse wide margin. This is a 9-point text. I believe this is a 10-point. So this one obviously was a little bit bigger, and you can see that it does take up more of a page, but the textual footnotes and the cross references are all exactly the same. So I think basically what the expanded one of the note-taking Bible is just the full set of cross references, I think, is probably what took place there. And then New Testament words of Christ are black, and then Old Testament quotations are bold, which is something I really like about the CSB. At the end of Revelation, there is a Bible reading plan. You have a year-long reading plan, and the CSB concordance. And after that, you have the CSB maps, which are on matte cream paper. And it's not a thick cardstock, it's a thinner cardstock. Very nice. And you get to the end, and that's that. So this is a kind of I guess you could say it's a line extension, but sort of an update for the note-taking Bible. And as far as I can tell, this is going to be a really nice addition to use for note-taking. It has that extra margin space at the top of the page. You have 2-inch margins along the side, and you still have enough room. They left enough room in the gutter that you can still make small notations in that. And then it's fairly spaced along the text. It's amongst the text itself. And so underlining, highlighting, making notes is pretty easy throughout that whole thing. And so I think they did a great job, and I'm glad that they put the same text and page numbering as the wide margin Bible, because it just makes it really easy if you're switching between those two. I know a lot of people have the verse by verse wide margin, and this one I think is just going to be a nice one to expand your note-taking system. So this is a newer one from Holman, and it's a really good option. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.